Welcome to the grandest of all the podcasts of the Poor Sport Report.
The grandest of the grand.
Patrick said it perfectly.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'm your host, Paul Sheffield.
Carson Wood.
Two of our favorite guest hosts are here.
Patrick
And Denny.
They don't have last names. And we are live. Everybody, wave to the YouTube. We are here. We're doing our first ever full YouTube cast simultaneously with the actual podcast. So now you get to see the disgustingness and hear it as well.
We finally caught up to 2017.
Finally, we got it. Well, it was also about the getting the equipment to do so.
I was trying to go retro and just do cassette and pass it out that way with my mixtape.
And what is this doing on the table? You're not the champ.
I am until I give it up. Well, actually, that's not true.
And when's that happening?
I haven't gotten the text message of me and somebody I don't know saying this is their address. So as soon as I get that,
but
I'll
for everyone at home, the fantasy champion, we'll be seeing that later this year. The rightful owner of Jeff Steenblick.
Unfortunately, yes.
And can we get it off to the side?
Sure.
I think I'll agree it was supposed to go to me this year.
No, we don't agree that at all. Your team was awful.
No, it wasn't.
What?
Retirement injury. If it wasn't for that best team.
Retirement and injury. We're going to roll through the segments real quick for those of you who first-time listeners. We have 3 segments we go through: Shining Example, Show Off, and the Not Sponsored By this week, CNN.
CNN. Reza Aslan. Did you guys hear about this?
I did not.
So he has this new show called Believer, where people. So okay, I'll explain what happened really quick. He went on it. He was with the Agori, which are a Hindu tribe, and ate a human brain
on TV
while covered in cremated ashes,
and a jawline headdress necklace.
Yes, it was a jawline headdress as well, and so everybody's outraged.
Not because of what?
Not because he ate the brain, but because he's painting Hindu in a bad light. So that's not even just CNN. I mean, CNN gets it for doing the eating of the brain.
That's so bad.
Kind of everybody gets it because the bad thing there, because he didn't even paint it really that way.
It's just PC culture on its head.
Oh my gosh, man!
No, it definitely. If all it is showing the actual ceremony, I don't think that. Okay.
It's a specific tribe called the Agori. He ate it, and they're upset with that he painted it.
They shouldn't have put that on TV. They just shouldn't have put it on TV.
Yeah,
you shouldn't put cannibalism on TV. We don't sponsor that here.
Is that any worse than new mothers eating their uterus after they give birth?
Stop talking about placentas. We're not doing placentas.
Not uterus.
Yeah, nobody's eating their uterus.
Nobody's eating uteruses. Have you eaten a uterus?
You ate my sister's uterus?
My anatomy, woman's anatomy is kind of off.
Placenta's not anatomy.
What are you talking about?
That is true.
We went from a Paul Sheffield bit to weird territory.
That's your bit?
I have
There's
one.
placenta tacos.
Placenta tacos.
Google it. I'll show you I'll Google it right now.
They're not very good.
They're not great. The lasagna is way better. The Shining Example, I'm sorry, this one's bad. This one for me is why we have it, and it's just on so many levels wrong. The Memphis Grizzly mascot decided to invite his mascot buddies out to the game. And
Jazz Bear was there.
Jazz Bear was there. The Denver
looking mighty fine, may I add.
And you two are parents, obviously.
Yes.
What is the role of a mascot at a sporting event?
Oh, no, it's obvious.
It's very
You just
obvious.
can't tell.
All right.
What's the role of a mascot at a sporting event?
Cheerleader.
Entertain the kids.
Entertain the kids. They decided during a timeout to do a strip show with all of the mascots, and the Memphis mascot got completely naked. They did a strip show and took off all of his clothes.
That's hot.
That's
so
the downfall of
inappropriate,
America,
man.
right there.
That was and the Jazz Bear was just like, I'm not doing this, but I'm going to
got
stay
it
on
and that was
beat.
about it.
Hey, that could be someone's fetish.
No, but that's not.
Oh, no,
the kids are kids. Stop, Patrick. Oh my gosh,
I'm done.
And
you're gonna devil advocate that?
It's not could be. It is.
that is true. Unfortunately.
And then the show off very quickly.
So Barcelona lost away to PSG 4-0 in the Champions League.
Jeez.
Nobody's ever come back for that. So they get 2 goals back within 2 goals. And then PSG gets an away goal. And if you have more away goals and it's tied, then you go through to the next round. So Barcelona had to put 3 more past PSG, and they did it in the 88th minute, 91st minute, and 95th minute.
Show off.
Make it through to the next round.
Wow.
That's impressive, man.
That happens in soccer from time to time, and when it does,
that never happens.
That has never happened.
Well, I mean, like just the crazy, insane last minute when no hope is left, and when they come back, when it does, like I'm thinking 2010 U.S. World Cup, Landon Donovan, Like when that happens, it's like the best sports moment of all time.
I agree, and that's actually I think a better moment than this, just because it was a whole nation. But that was three
USA.
of those moments all at once. Like that's just like within a 7-minute span they had to get 3. But you are 100% right.
No, I think it ties. But I mean, with soccer, like there's so much suspense, and you're just waiting for something. And when it does, it's amazing when it does. So,
Are you saying that the U.S.? Are you advocating the U.S. by saying that was a better? Okay.
Yeah. I don't even like Barcelona.
All right, we're moving on. Time to come what we came for. NCAA brackets. You're
the most
filling out
wonderful
yours.
night of the year.
This is Patrick's favorite day of the year.
Seriously, this is my Christmas.
Tell the viewers.
I really don't get good sleep for the week before. I'm looking so.
And
I'm
you
looking
watch
forward.
pretty much every game, all that first
I
weekend.
watch a lot. I make notes.
You have
so
a
that
very
I can-
nice theater system as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all went and watched the games. Well, not Denny, but
You guys are invited.
I've
this
been
year
there.
as well.
I've been there.
It didn't help me last year. I finished last place.
Dead last brought us steaks.
So
They
this,
were
They were
delicious.
delicious.
that's
Very-
the
very good.
tradition. The loser bring the steaks. are
Steaks for the sucker.
So the
High
loser
stakes
brings
for steaks.
the next year. So
That is a better saying.
it will not happen this year though.
All right.
I'm thinking Denny. It's Denny's turn to finish
Nah.
last.
So, for
Paint
those
me
of
in my
you,
jeans.
this is our 3rd annual bracket busting. So each one of us will take a bracket, kind of leading the discussion on it. However, this year, new segment, Dice of Destiny. We'll be rolling dice to see what chance says and see if any
are
of
we
us
smarter than a pair of dice?
are we smarter than a pair of chance dice.
Whoa. That's deep.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Are we going to do a brief explanation on how that works?
So the way that it works is, if it's a extreme upset, meaning anything lower than a 14 seed, it can only get like a 4 or below, and then all the other numbers go to the high seed. If it's any of the mid majors, it's going to be giving anything from a 6 and above, so they get 5 and below. And then anything that's within 2 seeds of each other is just even odds, and we'll just pick high or low and go for it.
If I lose to the dice,
Yeah, it's going to get
I
real.
will not be here next
I have a
year.
2-year-old who's
You will
making
be
a
here.
bracket too. If you lose to her,
If you lose to her, oof.
I prefer that to the dice.
Yeah.
She at least has you as a father. The dice has nothing.
So the Utes, how far do we have the Utes going this year?
NIT,
No, in this, they're not in it.
Oh.
they're not in it.
They're not invited.
Not invited.
There are no Utah teams. this
USC
year.
gets a play-in game. Name
They're-
alone.
0 Utah teams.
0 Utah teams. It's been a while. It's disappointing.
No Weber State. No UVU.
Nope. No UVU.
UVU's in the
they're
NIT.
really
Hey, they
sad.
can win their conference.
they can.
Shut up.
It went to quadruple overtime.
Yeah.
For the conference championship.
Did it really?
It did.
Fantastic. Who gives a shit?
I do.
All right, we're moving right along. First bracket, Patrick. You got us in the East.
Let's start us
Let's
off.
start it off. Let's go, man.
Beast Coast.
Before I start off, I want to just give a little present to Paul to hold
Oh, okay. What do
while
you
we're
got?
doing this. A piece of chalk
Oh.
in your honor.
Oh.
Is this what
So-
oh.
So you will.
I think I go Chuck. I
He
won
thought it
last
was an
year.
eight.
By
Paul
the way.
goes because
Won
he goes
last
to chalk.
year.
Let me tell you, viewers, it is
Won
better
last
to
year.
lose than to go chalk. You
No,
play.
it's better to win, by the
You
way.
play
It's
to get
way
a
better to
perfect
win.
bracket. You don't play to win. Anyone
Yeah.
can play to win and not choose
Who says
upsets.
I went chalk? I
My
don't go
wife does
chalk.
that.
How dare
I
you?
remember how it was chalk for the first couple rounds for you, and then who got all chalky?
I believe
at
Patrick
later
got
rounds.
chalky real quick. If we want, we'll listen
That's
to this.
because every year in March Madness, all the big upsets happen in the beginning.
Oh
then
my
the end, there's
gosh.
not a. Hey, that's
Hey,
the chalking stick.
I had
That-
buddies.
If you want to talk, you got to hold the chalk.
how
How
about
about
you
you do a-
Wisconsin winning it all? And weren't they
That
at
was
1?
2 years
That's
ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
it's
that was Frank the
2017.
Tank. Come on.
Frank the Tank, rain of threes.
All right, I got.
Who now
I
is
got
playing
my,
with the
I
Braves,
got my
by the
chalk
way.
plug. I'm ready.
And Obama's not president anymore, so you can't be like
No
siding
Obama,
with.
no Utes. What's
Yep.
the point of doing this?
Hey, it's the most wonderful
Hey,
night
quit
of the year.
stalling with your terrible bracket.
start us off.
bracket.
Hey, last place. Start us off. Let's
no
go.
one is going to have 16 over 1.
It
So
is
You
never
don't know that.
happened. It is
You
never
don't know
happened.
If
that.
I was ever gonna pick one, it would be these guys, the Mount.
Mount
Really?
St. Mary's.
I'm not, but let's be clear.
All right.
All right, I just wanted to be
Let's
clear.
move on. All right, so we
Guys,
got
Snake Eyes? No. Nova moves on.
Nova. Are you making notes here?
I got here. I'm
I guess
doing,
we're
I've got. This
recording
is
it.
my bracket. Oh wait, no, that's not my bracket.
We are recording this.
We are recording.
That's
All right.
true.
This is my bracket.
So Nova moves on.
Okay, Nova moves on.
Next matchup, the 8 versus 9 coin flip. I've got Wisconsin.
I have Wisconsin as well.
I have Virginia.
I have Virginia as well.
Virginia Tech.
I did not
Boom, boom,
expect
boom,
that
boom.
out
Even?
of you. Big Ten.
Do you want Wisconsin top half or lower half?
I want Wisconsin bottom.
Wisconsin moves on.
Smarter than dice.
All right, we've got our first 5-12 matchup, the classic upset matchup. I'm gonna.
There's always one every year.
There
is.
every year. Last year there were 2. I'm picking the 12 versus 5. UNC Wilmington.
I have.
Oh wow.
I have UNC Wilmington as well.
Whoa.
So this is the same team that almost beat Duke last year.
No, it isn't. It's college. They rotate them out every year.
Okay.
Also, ready for this. They are returning 4 out of 5 starters from that last year's team, headlined by CJ Bryce, guard play.
Someone did some research.
Someone did some research.
4 of the 5 average double figures too.
Yeah,
I'm going Virginia.
I got UNC
Carson.
Wilmington.
You got me Virginia. We got Virginia as well on that.
Now, while I did not take Virginia, number 1 defense ranked team in the nation.
They can't score for
Agreed.
their life of it. Like, offense,
Can defense win?
not as much in basketball. Better offense beats better defense in basketball.
All right, this is a big upset if it is, so it needs a 4,
Dun, 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 dun.
2, 3, or 4 for UC Wilmington. No.
All right, Virginia
They're
goes
going-
on.
The real chalk over here for the dice.
All right,
The dice are smarter than you already.
Okay.
the next one, Florida versus East Tennessee State. East Tennessee State was the team that beat Michigan State last year that busted everyone's brackets.
Everyone.
And did you pick them?
I picked them.
You no.
I've got a 12 versus 13.
I picked them as well.
Wow.
Nice.
I have them at
You gotta give the chalk to somebody else.
your
then, 'cause
chalk now.
I definitely
Give it
picked
to Danny.
Florida.
Danny
Yeah,
gets
we
the
definitely got
chalking
Florida.
stick.
Really, we're going to pick Florida even
Well, I mean, we got
after
pretty much the same
John.
pick so far, so we'll split that in half.
Don't cut that.
More fact checking by Paul over here. John Egbrunu, I believe is how you pronounce his name, tore his
That is
ACL.
true.
Starter for Florida. They are 3-3 since. Not a dominant 4. I'm not liking Florida. I'm sorry. I'm not liking
I may
Florida.
not be the most educated person in the room this year, Paul.
I'm just telling you.
Major props.
I did some stuff.
You did some
I did some
research
stuff.
this year.
They need a 5
No, I'm going.
or lower to move on. No, Florida. Moving on.
Okay, thank you, Dice.
The dice have
We need to
spoken.
split that into 3s for the. You need to have a piece of the chalk. I need to have a piece of the chalk, and the dice need to have.
So much for your chalk. I got upsets
Get
everywhere.
that chalk center
Very
stage
nice.
up here. Take
Respect,
the place
Paul.
of the trophy.
Center stage chalk
Much
plug.
respect.
That's what I
Bonus
thought it was,
points
too.
before we choose this. Raise your hands if you know what SMU stands for.
Ooh, I don't remember.
Southern Methodist
Oh,
University.
That is correct.
Oh! Who watches 30 for 30s?
That's right. The scandal, right?
Yeah,
Very
buddy. That was one of my
nice.
favorites, actually. The Pony Express.
Wow.
I'll be disappointed if you didn't pick SMU.
Who's the coach?
They are going deep, I will say that.
Okay, you got SMU.
I have SMU.
I got SMU.
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 We're all on SMU
We're all-
finally.
we all share
Let's see
the
what the
chalk.
dice say.
We're all obviously Southern Methodist. Okay, let's go.
A Southern, I believe the play-in game has to get it's 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. No, SMU moves on. Ooh, I
Chalk
peeked the
again?
mic there. Yeah, they're chalk. Man, this dice is chalk.
All right, next matchup: Baylor versus New Mexico State. 3 versus 14. Rarely happens. I've got Baylor. I don't see the upset.
I have Baylor.
I have Baylor as well.
Yeah.
We're all on Baylor
All
so
on
far.
Baylor. What do we need?
4. No, Baylor moves on. Man, chalk.
All right, next 7 versus 10. Anything can happen. I've got Marquette, the Golden Eagles, beating USC. I think South Carolina is just too slow paced, too offensively challenged to beat them.
It's my
I-
first upset.
I have Marquette as well.
Real upset. I mean,
I have
my
Marquette as well. They shoot the highest percentage of threes in the whole country.
Raining.
Rain and threes.
Rain and
Can they
threes.
rain threes at any
Drinking
time?
game.
They can.
Okay.
Go back and listen for.
Okay, this is an
context.
even matchup. Do you want them top
Last year.
Marquette top half or bottom half?
Top
Patrick? Top half. Ooh, bottom half. We have
So
got
We need to
South
standardize
Carolina.
that so we're not like we need to from here on out. I think we need to make we give the lower half to the lower seed. And
Okay. You want to just standardize
That
it?
way that we give the. It's just it's.
Well,
standard.
I'm just trying to make it as chance as possible. But if you want to
Okay,
do that, we
I'm
can.
fine with that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Moving on.
The dice, they're chalk, man.
This is a
Dice.
good time to introduce our annual drinking game. Every time we say rain and threes, you viewers, take a drink.
Baja Blast,
Heavy
or
in-
whatever you
heavy
have
in
in
the
front
paint.
of you.
All right, next matchup. No one's got Troy over Duke, do they?
They play in the Sun Belt Conference. They no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No.
They need a 3, 2, or a 1, or a 3 or a 2. No, Duke moves on.
Duke moves on. All right,
I have Duke. Everyone has Duke.
so we've
If
got.
you don't have Duke, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're
We've
wrong.
got
Just
our
stop
8
watching
teams
now
here.
if you don't have Duke.
I've got Villanova, Wisconsin. 2 of you have Villanova versus Virginia
Are
Tech.
we going through the whole first bracket? I thought we did the first round.
No, we go all the way to the final
Okay, let's
four.
do that. Let's do it.
So this is my big upset. One of my bigger upsets. I've got Wisconsin beating Villanova.
Whoa!
Let me explain why.
Wow.
Wisconsin plays a slower game. They slow down their teams. Villanova has been within a couple possessions. They've won a lot of games that they probably shouldn't have. I feel like a lot of things broke their way last year. Plus, last year, every single 1 seed made it to the Elite 8. So this year, we're due to see a 1 seed not even make it past the first weekend.
But Nova, again, is also bringing back 4 of 5 starters, I believe.
True, but they're also not bringing back their big center. I don't like their down-low presence. Wisconsin will slow them down, make them play at their pace. They've got Nigel Hayes and another potential NBA player, so they've got the ability. I just feel like they're going to make Villanova play their game.
I have Nova.
Virginia.
You have Virginia Tech?
I do.
Nice.
I have
my
Nova.
Gosh, you have Nova. So we have 2 Novas at
Is that the first
Wisconsin
time we
and
haven't
Virginia
picked?
Tech.
The same.
Wow.
Oh, it'll get there.
All right,
Don't you worry.
Nova, Wisconsin, since it is a 1 versus an 8, Nova gets
1 versus 9. By
so
the
they
way.
get 5 and down.
Yeah, 1
So
versus 8 or 9.
1 versus 8 or a 9 or Virginia.
Well, what did they pick? What did the
We have
Oh, yeah,
Wisconsin versus Nova, and we have Nova moving on.
All right. I've got the 12 versus 13. So I think me and Paul have that same matchup.
We do indeed.
I've got UNC Wilmington for the same reasons Paul listed. Just
Yeah.
the 4 of the 5
I got them in the
starters,
Sweet
double
16.
figures. They're one of my Cinderellas.
Yep, I got 12 UNC Wilmington in the Sweet 16.
What do you two have?
I have
UVA.
UVA.
Virginia. All right.
And who do you have?
Same.
Virginia in the Sweet 16. So this one has Virginia versus Florida. It's a 4 versus 5, so it's a top half versus bottom half situation. So what did we say we want to do? The higher seed gets the higher numbers?
It doesn't really matter if you want it.
Higher seeds, higher numbers. Lower. Oh, that means
Virginia. wins.
Virginia.
Virginia. The dice say Virginia.
First time any
Can
sort
we
of an
call it the
upset.
Bones instead.
The Bones. Yeah.
Bones.
Virginia Nova. Got
All
it.
We've got SMU. What does that stand for, Paul?
Southern Methodist University.
Boom. The
SMU
Mustangs.
versus Baylor.
We all have that, right?
Yeah.
SMU
Yes, we
versus
do.
Baylor,
And
right?
who do you have?
I've got SMU.
SMU.
We've all got SMU.
We've all got
All right.
SMU.
In all seriousness, they're one of the more athletic teams. In
I think
this
they're
bracket.
I think they're underranked. I don't think they're a true 6.
I don't think
No,
they're
they're
sick.
not.
I think they should have been a 4 or a 5.
They're
very
booster program.
Well-rounded at both offense and defense.
And Patrick knows this. I'm a sucker for a coach in the tournament. I'm a sucker for him.
Coaches.
Coaches and guards, man. That's all you need.
How's the booster program?
It's fantastic.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's 3 and a 6.
They
So
might be champions.
high numbers for the higher seed. SMU!
SMU.
baby.
Boom.
We got
The dice have spoken.
Duke versus Marquette or South Carolina. I've got Duke. I don't see an upset. Duke's peaking at the right time. They've
I
got,
agree.
like Paul likes the coach. Coach K.
I like Coach
best
K.
coach in the
Hey,
land.
They lost though to who was it? A couple of years ago. They were the 3 seed and lost to the 14.
They either win it all
They-
or lose in the first round.
Exactly. And I think since they won in that first round, I think they go deeper this year.
Yes.
So
Solid
South
team.
Carolina Duke is what the dice have. So a 7 versus a 2. So these guys get 6 and above is Duke. Oh, so close game. The dice have a close game. The bones.
Duke loves to rain threes.
Dude, at any time. They actually have that guy. They're saying that guy, I forget his name.
Kennard.
Kennard.
No.
He could be-
That
Grayson
guy.
Allen.
It's that guy.
It's that guy.
No, I love their players.
Their players are great.
All right, I've got Wisconsin over UNC Wilmington. They're the 8 seed. They're my big upset, but I know
So you have Wisconsin in the Elite 8.
I've got Wisconsin in the Elite 8.
Carson, who do you have in the Elite
I
8?
got Virginia Tech versus UVA, and UVA is going on.
Ooh.
I've got Nova.
Nova. I have Nova.
chill.
I have I have UNC Wilmington having a great first weekend and then
Yep.
promptly going out to Nova. I think Nova's a little pissed off. No one's giving them quote unquote the love. They're the defending champions. They're calling it the weakest number 1 overall seed. They're not. No one's picking them in Vegas. And I think people use that banner material to kind of keep themselves motivated because sometimes you can get a team that slips up, and in my bracket that will happen. I don't think that this happens to Nova. I think they're motivated to prove that they can at least make a deep run into this tournament.
Sure.
So I have Nova in the Elite 8.
I haven't been impressed with Nova.
Nova
You mark here's my bold prediction.
Okay.
There will be a number 1 seed that will lose either Saturday or Sunday. They won't make it
Really?
make it to the Sweet
And you're
16.
saying it's Villanova?
I'm saying it's
Um,
Villanova.
I don't know.
Oh,
I actually
Maybe
with that,
later
I actually have
we're going to
that.
get to one.
I actually have that as well.
All right.
Mr. Chuck. Okay, Nova 6 and above. No!
There's the upset.
Oh my gosh, it has Virginia. Do you have Virginia?
I do not. Oh, wait, no, I do.
No,
Wait,
he does.
I
He
got,
does.
I got
Wait.
confused because there's 2 Virginias.
Did you write it down?
So I'll print it.
He's
brother,
got it.
Brother Bear.
Integrity's
No, you have
intact.
Virginia Tech.
I think
Oh, is
you're.
it Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
You just wait.
No, because this is
No, I have
Will
Virginia going through UVA.
that says Virginia Tech. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm 100% wrong. I was looking at the wrong line. I apologize.
I like how we all question your integrity.
He knows his
Carson.
bracket better than I know my.
He doesn't have a soul.
All right, so the Elite
So-
Eight. I've got Wisconsin versus Duke.
So we have, but you have SMU. Does everyone have SMU Duke?
Yes.
Are we
Yes.
all? Are we all the same on all four of those all the way through? I think we
SMU
are.
Duke.
SMU Duke.
Oh, so we didn't go over that.
No, who do you have?
I've got Duke.
You have Duke beating SMU.
They've got-
I've
okay.
got SMU.
Nope,
Jason
SMU all the way.
Tatum.
Duke out. Duke wins. I mean, excuse me, I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
SMU.
Duke is too loaded, and they're peaking. Grayson Allen,
Nah.
Kennard,
Tatum
Tatum,
slump. Did you see how far they fell behind against UNC?
Frank Jackson,
can't
Mr.
pull
from
that one.
Alpine. Like, they're all playing their best.
Oh, Mr. Chuck
you-
over there, Patrick.
I've got more upsets than you, my
SMU
friend.
Duke is only 3-6, so it's a even top for higher seed.
7. That's SMU.
That's SMU.
Yeah, that's right, Patrick.
The Bones.
The
The
Bones have
Bones,
spoken.
the Bones have
The
spoken.
Bones have SMU Virginia in the Elite Eight. And Final Four prediction: who comes out of the bracket? Oh, sorry, this is your
That's fine. I've got Duke versus Wisconsin. I've got Duke because they can rain threes.
rain threes. Drinks.
Virginia.
What's
Virginia.
your matchup?
It's Duke, Virginia.
You've got Virginia.
I do.
What do you got? What do you got?
The dream ends. I've got Nova.
Nope. SMU.
SMU, I like it. I knew. Bold prediction.
While I was writing my thing, I was like, I guarantee Denny's gonna have SMU in the Final Four. And
They-
look, I actually did write him in, and I scratched it out. I have Nova.
They have the ability. I
They
will
do.
say that.
They have 5 solid starters.
Here's the thing. I actually went back and I originally had SMU. As you notice, it is scratched out, and then I changed it to Nova before we began. I really was super high on SMU, and then I went back and looked at their schedule, and most of their losses came to ranked teams.
Yep, you are
So
correct.
when they played a really tough opponent, I feel like you can get past Duke, but I feel like if they hit Duke and Nova back to back, I think it's too much for them. That's because
I
it's the
can see
same
that.
weekend. They won't have time to prepare. That's why I've got Nova. They've got the experience, and I'm actually going to go with Nova through to the Final Four. That's one of my.
So I've got Duke,
Yeah, my
you've
one.
got Nova, you've got SMU, and you've got Virginia. in the Final Four.
Virginia.
Can I do a quick little?
Virginia SMU.
So no one has number 1 coming out.
Virginia has 6.
No, he's got Nova.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Chalk.
We have-
Surprise, surprise.
We
He's
have
got
5
number
first
1.
6. 5 first 6. Higher seed for the higher 8. Higher seed is
6.
Virginia.
No, 6. SMU, right?
No, higher seed is Virginia. Higher is lower technically.
Oh, okay.
5. So Virginia,
SMU.
I got you, Chalk. I'm with you.
you have Virginia? Oh my gosh, the Chuck and Carson have aligned.
Are we pretty much even?
Almost.
Let me see that thing.
Wow.
No, I think there's a couple of big differences.
All right,
but
let
I
me-
have
So
Virginia.
you're saying that Carson is as good as randomness?
That's
I
not
could've-
wrong.
I could've
SMU.
told you that.
I do have SMU out sooner.
Before we
That's
move
pretty much
on,
it.
can I ask each of you, what is your upset lock of this region? So for me, I've got Wisconsin Villanova. I feel strongly about that one.
Although I'm going against the Bones, my lock is UNC Wilmington. They're beating Virginia.
SMU versus Baylor.
I definitely
No,
see that.
That's
too.
my lock.
Mine's SMU over Duke. I'm riding all the way.
You ride that.
I
train.
don't count that as an upset. I feel like they're underseeded.
But
That's
it's
ridiculous.
Duke.
Yeah, it is Duke. I'll go.
But the
That's fair.
That's enough.
That's fair.
It's
all right,
they
fair
can
enough.
up their seating.
I'll allow it. Okay. West region. Who has West region? Carson, Ray.
I
Wood.
do. Ganziga.
Gonzaga.
Anybody picking South Dakota?
No.
Come on.
There are probably some
Jackrabbits.
Native Americans that are.
The Jackrabbits. Who knew that?
I did
we were
not know
speaking
that.
of conspiracy theories earlier. I heard one because Reddit had a post. Somebody saying that North Dakota does not exist.
That's
It's all
actually true. I have heard that before.
Maine
it's
doesn't
so
exist. My
great.
parents live in North
It's
Dakota.
all government owned land. If you live in North Dakota, you actually live in South Dakota. You just think that you that's literally.
No, I've heard this. I heard this 10 years ago.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
great.
That's real.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
Does anybody have them?
I don't have them.
No.
They need a 2 or a
No.
3. No, Gonzaga moves on.
All right, let's move quickly through that because nobody cares about South Dakota. No, sorry about that.
Yeah, we all have
Northwestern versus Vanderbilt. Patrick.
Vandy, Northwestern.
Reason?
So Northwestern has never made a tournament. They've been
First
tournament
time,
appearance.
and I think they lose too.
so for the last month they've been pushing for this. They're just relieved to be there. I'm going to say that the moment overtakes them and they let off the gas considering how far they've pushed.
I don't love PTI, but I thought of you and Wilbon. I picked Northwestern.
Northwestern, me too.
No, I'm going against
Up top.
anti-Big Ten, actually.
No way, man.
Again.
Northwest.
I'm going Vanderbilt.
You're a Big Ten guy.
I am a Big Ten
So
guy.
Cameron, you're Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. Hey, we're
Your
not
team.
talking
So your
NIT.
team.
We're not talking about NIT.
Hey, I am. I'm talking NIT all day.
Oh, we're gonna make a bold prediction on that when we're done too.
Sure. They're playing Boise State tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna refute
They're court
everything
blue.
you just said. Northwestern has never made the tournament. They are hungry. They want to prove that they do belong, that they need to be with the big boys.
Nah.
I have them taken Vanderbilt out. It's
Bet
8
me.
versus 9. Bet you. We're already doing stakes for stakes.
So make another one.
No. Okay, loser has to put that chalk somewhere. Okay, higher seed, higher numbers.
I'm with Patrick. They lost their last 7.
7.
Or they lost 7 of their last 12 games.
Vanderbilt. They have the chalk. Or the
Oh,
Bones
come
have
on,
Vandy.
Chalk.
The Bones.
You do me like this?
They have Vandy.
Notre Dame versus Princeton.
And
Denny.
you have to say it like Lou Holtz.
Oh, give me the chalk. I'll put it in my mouth. Denny,
Yes.
Who do you have?
who do you got? Notre Dame,
Um,
Princeton.
I'm gonna have to go with the Fighting Irish. It's St.
Damn it.
Patrick's weekend.
I have Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I got Princeton. I hate Notre Dame. I don't know what it is. Ever since the Holy War
Ooh,
ages ago.
Our
I,
bracket is very different.
I
It's
don't.
St. Patrick's Day on Friday. You can't.
I like the Irish. I just don't like Notre Dame. They are not exclusive. They,
No, absolutely not.
That's my upset. That's my 5 over or my 12
That's your
over 5.
12 over 5.
Every year, the last few years, Notre Dame has been the surprises every year. Like they've got experience. I like them.
Fair.
I like them.
What do you like
As
about
you'll,
them, Paul?
you'll the guard play. They have very, very good guards. They
What are they-
push Duke to the very end.
What do they do, Paul?
They rain threes at any time. Actually, no, I actually disagree. I think those guards, the way they slash, man, they can bring it to the rack at any time. They can get to the what is it? Get to the rim at will. I think is one of Patrick's good
That's
ones
another
too.
one.
They can take it to the rim at will.
Can you go back and listen to that? That was 2 years ago for the listeners. Did you
2
go back
years
and listen?
ago.
And it wasn't. You didn't say it that much.
It was
I said it like three times. and
but
they
Carson
now
walked
there's
onto it. It was great.
now there's a drinking game.
There's a cult
around
following.
it.
You have a cult following?
Sure.
Wow.
I started a Reddit page.
Notre Dame.
I saw a subreddit about it actually.
Notre Dame gets 6 and above.
Or
Yes,
Notre
Notre
Dame.
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 Lou Holtz says down with Carson.
Lou
Give me the
Holtz.
chalk. I'll put it in my mouth and talk.
All right.
Apparently, I'm just realizing how much love I have for Virginia for who knows what reason.
And you
I
got
mean,
'em again?
Virginias. I know they're different states,
The
but
well, not really. There's a conspiracy.
there's a
Those that
conspiracy
are
theory
West
that it's all
Virginia,
one
that it's
state.
actually
is that one real
Virginia.
too? There's no anytime there's a direction involved, it's all just one state.
Absolutely.
I like that. Good.
That's
Good.
why there's no East Utah like most people think. Some people call it Colorado. I don't know.
They did take that one block out and give it to Wyoming. So West Virginia versus Bucknell.
I don't know where Bucknell is. I don't know their mascot.
Patrick, where's Bucknell?
They can go to
I'm gonna
hell.
say Texas. Hold on.
I don't know.
I have West Virginia.
Are they
That
the
one's easy
Bison?
for me?
They
I don't know. But
they are the
Bucknell-
Bison.
And
Bucknell
they're
is
the
5 and
Buffaloes.
12.
They're out of Buffalo, New York. That's where the first game's going, out of the KeyBank Center. I'm taking Bucknell.
Did I
No, I'm
say
not. It's West
Bucknell?
Virginia.
The dice say Bucknell. The Bones have said Bucknell.
Wow.
You guys never bothered to ask me, but I got West Virginia. But who cares? I'm only your guest.
Yeah, of course it's chalk. It's the higher seed.
We
You
already
knew that.
Yeah.
I don't have to ask that. I knew.
We all have West Virginia.
Except the Bones.
Except the
It's
Bones.
in Pennsylvania.
The Bones
guys.
have Bucknell.
What is?
Bucknell.
I'm shocked.
Well, they're
Freaking
playing
out
in
early.
Buffalo, and their mascot appears from this tiny little icon. Looks to be like a buffalo. They might win it. That might be why the Bones picked.
The Bones have picked them.
Okay, and sorry, I should not click out of this one. I'm supposed to be the leader on this. Maryland versus Xavier. Paul.
Oh man, I got Maryland.
Mine's pretty straightforward. I got Maryland. Patrick.
I've got the X. There was one time in high school where
X
I,
gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
no, but I like
Give it to
I
you.
feel like
Get 'em,
Maryland
boys.
is too dependent on Melo Trimble, but he's a creator, not as much of a scorer finisher. So I like Xavier. I feel like they're much more physical.
And I'm going Xavier.
You guys
Okay.
know,
Again,
the last 20 years, 11 seeds have a winning record over 6 seeds.
Really?
So it's not-
That's a stat.
It's not even really
It's
like
meaningless.
5 and below.
It's not causal, but
The X.
The X gonna give it to you.
no. Come on, we. You
He's a-
left me.
He's a pastor now. Let's show some reverence.
Is he?
He is.
As a side note, real
He's not
quick,
doing cards
this was
anymore?
my Maryland Xavier was one of those games. You know how when you're filling out your bracket and you really like a team, and it doesn't matter who they play against.
Yeah.
That was Maryland Xavier for me. I just picked Maryland because I don't care, because I have Florida Gulf Coast University going to the Sweet 16. I wrote them.
Wow.
And so when Maryland Xavier's like, I don't care. I'll just go with Maryland.
Florida Gulf Coast.
Who'd you pick, Paul?
Taking out Florida State.
Dunk
X
City.
gonna give it to you. Dunk City lives.
Do all the rest of us have FSU?
I've got FSU.
I've got FSU as well.
Florida Gulf Coast. Look at it.
Thanks for the point advantage, Paul. We all
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
But they actually need a 4 or below to move on. And the Bones don't agree at all.
Definitely they don't.
Man, the Bones.
I love 7-10s. 7-10s are my
7-10s
favorite.
are fun, man.
St. Mary's versus VCU. Denny, we're moving to you.
I have St. Mary's.
I've never been a fan of Leverkin. I'm going VCU.
Why not? Why aren't you a fan of her?
I like his son more. Her son more.
I've got St. Mary's. They're
got-
the best passing team in college basketball.
This was another one that it didn't matter for me because they're playing Arizona the next round, so who cares?
It's about getting the perfect bracket, Paul.
No, it's about beating Patrick.
No.
No, I agree.
It's
That's
definitely about winning.
No, it's about beating Patrick.
It's just about
Sorry.
beating Patrick.
I guess that's hard for you because you are Patrick and you can't have that perspective.
It's about beating. It's about beating.
It
Patrick,
really
100%.
is.
So I have VCU.
VCU.
St. Mary. I'm the only one with St.
No,
Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Okay.
Okay.
Bones?
Higher seed
Weigh
seed
in.
for higher points. 5 lower seed wins, which is VCU.
VCU.
All right, and then we got Arizona versus North Dakota, which does not exist.
That's true.
And let's go to the Bones first, and then we'll go over analysis on why
Well, they need a
this
3
two is
or a
not
2
gonna
to win.
be upset by
Arizona.
a state that doesn't exist.
Can
Patrick?
I just say, Arizona's going to do the same thing they do every year in the tournament, which is lose to a team they shouldn't lose to.
Are you picking North Dakota?
No, I picked North Dakota, but
You picked North Dakota?
no, I picked Arizona.
Oh, my gosh.
I
That's
picked
scary.
Arizona. Wait, are you challenging me?
Yeah.
I'll pick North Dakota. Okay. No, I picked Arizona.
Not
but
getting a perfect bracket. yet.
that's as far as they're gonna go. They're gonna lose earlier on than they should,
Ooh,
just
our
like they
brackets are
do
very different.
I
every.
got a 2 versus
year.
3 in this one, so that's my chalk round right there.
So everyone on Arizona?
Arizona.
Yep.
All right, back to the top.
Let's start from the bottom. We'll go up from here.
Oh, you're gonna.
Let's go right
it's your
back to
bracket. You do what
Arizona.
you want.
Arizona versus VCU or St. Mary's for some of us.
I've got St. Mary's.
Bam! Yeah, 5. Right there.
They're the best passing team in the nation. They have an amazing forward. Arizona has a couple of really good players, but I'm not
I
that
have a question
impressed.
A
for
7-footer
you.
who shoots
How are
threes.
they going to beat them if they don't make it past the first round? Go.
They are making it to the second round.
they're not.
That's tough. Here's the thing. Arizona, one of the most dominant teams all year, and they've been injured. They are now getting Alonzo Trier back, who
They've
is
got him
their
back.
scorer. They have had him back, and they've been dominant ever since. They won the Pac-12. They feel like they've been overshadowed. They got a chip on their shoulder. I've got them in the Sweet
They
16.
choke every year. Their coach is not a good coach.
Not based on my
in-game
bracket.
decisions.
No,
He's a great
I agree.
recruiter. That's it.
I have Arizona. Do you have Arizona out?
No, yeah, Arizona. St. Mary's.
St.
All the way.
Mary's. Are you
Not all the way.
Arizona.
Not all the way.
Calm down over there. Slow down.
Yeah,
what do the bones say?
I definitely don't have Arizona all the way. So, Arizona, the Bones are the Bones. So
Come
wait,
on,
wait.
St. Mary's.
The Bones have VCU,
VCU.
so it's 10 versus
Fine.
a 2. So Arizona gets 6 and above. Barely. Oh, they got it.
It's gonna be a close game.
Close game.
Okay, so now we have possibly Xavier, Maryland. We all had FSU. Oh, no, you had
I have Florida Gulf Coast.
I forgot about that.
Florida
So
Gulf Coast.
they're getting it past the next round?
Actually, I have Florida Gulf Coast in
What
the Sweet
the hell?
16.
Wow.
Florida Gulf Coast. I got you, Dunk City. I'm on you. Florida, bring it
That was
for me,
4
baby.
years ago. Get over it.
I
They haven't
believe
done
they were a
anything.
You just- all
15
you
seed
did
and they
was keep
beat
bringing up
Michigan
the
State.
past.
Hold on. They
I
beat
get the
Michigan
pick and
State
choose.
a 2 over 15 last year.
You just said Arizona chokes every
That was
year. It's
East
a new year
Tennessee
every
State.
time.
No,
Pick that.
that was Florida Gulf Coast.
They definitely didn't beat
Or it was
us.
Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee.
Middle
State.
Tennessee.
Now I'm confused.
That's embarrassing, Paul.
Hey,
It is
that's
you.
okay. You did.
I
You
still
beat. You
support.
be
I
you.
stand by it.
You be you.
Hey, In my heart, you're always winners.
Hey, who
Florida
picked Middle
Gulf Coast.
Tennessee? Like that.
I had Michigan State in the final game last year.
Yeah.
They lost the first week, and I still beat this guy.
Well, that burns.
So the Bones have FSU Xavier. That's 11 versus a 3. So FSU gets everything 5 and above.
I have FSU.
I've got
I've got
FSU.
FSU as well.
3 words: Xavier Rattan Mace. I love that guard. He is amazing. They've got a top 10 lottery pick forward.
You boys.
I like Florida State.
I like Florida Gulf Coast, baby. Okay.
So what did the Bones get?
They have FSU moving on.
FSU.
Good pick, Bones.
Bones.
Right. Princeton, of course. We all picked that versus West Virginia.
Nope.
We have, it's actually Bucknell versus Notre Dame for the Bones right now,
Wow.
Bucknell versus Notre Dame.
which is a 5-13. So they get Notre Dame gets 6 and above.
Oh.
Oh,
Barely.
barely.
I've got West
This is
Virginia
my-
over Notre Dame.
This is my most chalk bracket. So it is 1, 2, 3, and 4 all going through.
Really?
That is very chalk. I didn't realize that till now.
Every year there's one bracket that's chalk.
That's
One
chalk.
bracket
It
that's
feels
completely
chalk.
busted.
Crazy.
And I don't like that. I don't like all chalk. Now that I look at it, I really hate it. But
You almost had like every year there's one bracket that's chalk, one bracket that's
You-
completely
you could
busted.
And you
It's
just take
because
4
you
of
know.
those chalk
You
brackets
know.
and put them
Just
all
say-
together, right?
No, that's you. You're the chalk award guy over here.
Are you kidding? I have Notre Dame winning. I have Notre
gifted this
Dame.
to you, Paul.
I have mine is 2.
that is for your daughter,
This
sir.
is
You
your
take that home.
chalk.
Yeah.
You take
Well,
that
thank you.
home.
I'll
This is
take
your
it.
award, Mr.
Hey,
Chalk.
Chalk gets me free steak. I'm cool. Arizona, Florida Gulf Coast, and Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame winning. I got them in the Sweet 16.
I've got Notre Dame.
Do you have Notre
Nope,
Dame?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. You have West Virginia.
I have West Virginia going
Yeah.
through versus Gonzaga. Oh, sorry, we're not there yet.
The last one for the Sweet 16.
Gonzaga, Vanderbilt.
I got Gonzaga, West Virginia on that one. Oh no, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Who do you have going through? Gonzaga or
I've
Vanderbilt?
got Gonzaga.
I have Northwestern.
Oh!
In Salt Lake City in the Vivint Smart Home Arena. Taking down Gonzaga. The number 1 goes down hard. Northwestern's in the Sweet 16. Mike Wilbon.
I've got to respect your number 1 team going down in the first weekend.
Where's your chalk? Where's your chalk?
that. I respect you, Paul.
Northwestern.
Northwestern. I got Gonzaga going through.
I have Gonzaga.
All right. What do the bones say?
Oh, I actually wrote Northwestern and I thought it was my bracket. They actually have Vanderbilt, Gonzaga, the Bones, so Northwestern can't even advance. Gonzaga
right.
gets 6 and above. 7. Gonzaga moves on.
So what's your
Sweet 16?
yeah?
I've got Gonzaga, Notre Dame, Florida State, St. Mary's.
Okay, and Gonzaga. We know it's Gonzaga, by the way, everybody. Gonzaga.
It's
is,
an
you not
inside,
know that? It's
an inside
No,
joke
no.
amongst the podcast.
There's a conspiracy.
will somebody answer me where they are located? I've
Washington.
Washington.
Okay, I just figured they were on an island
Spokane.
somewhere off the coast, like in Alaska. They don't sound
I
like a real
used to
thing.
think they were in Alaska too.
I didn't really think that, but
I
like,
never thought.
I never thought
it's
that
a
either.
weird name. I'm gonna do some research and figure out where that comes from.
Maybe
'cause
they're from North Dakota.
Maybe.
that could be it.
My Sweet 16's Northwestern, Notre Dame, FGCU, and Arizona.
Wow, that's
This
a
is my-
busted bracket.
This is my busted bracket.
Mine is straight chalk all the way to the end.
So I will tell you. So out of Northwestern, Notre Dame, I have Notre Dame moving on to the Elite 8. The dream does die for Northwestern after the first weekend. Notre Dame moves on.
I got Gonzaga.
You have Gonzaga?
This whole bracket is pretty much.
So do you have
chalk.
Gonzaga going to the final? Your final 4?
I do.
Woo! Shots fired. So do you have
Go on.
Arizona, Gonzaga?
So
So you're chalked the whole way. So
It's pretty-
nope,
wait,
I've
hold
got
on.
I've got
Do I have
Gonzaga
any
over.
This is gonna bug me.
St.
I got
Mary's.
VCU. I do have VCU. That's not.
I also
doesn't
have
count.
Yeah, that
FGCU's
doesn't
dream
really
ending
count.
against Arizona. I have
Let me
Arizona,
see that
Notre
chalk.
Dame in the Elite 8.
Just give me the chalk.
You got Arizona in the Elite Eight?
Arizona, Notre Dame are my Elite 8 picks from that.
I've
bracket.
got Gonzaga, Florida State. I already said what I like about Florida State. I love their athleticism. They've got 2 players that can carry them inside and out. I
They
like
didn't. They
Florida
didn't show it
State.
against FGCU. I know that.
They haven't even played it.
Well, I'm
Paul.
just saying.
I've got St.
Goodness.
Mary's over Florida.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah.
Florida State.
Florida
Do
State.
you have a Gonzaga St. Mary's rematch?
Yes, I do.
It's the third time
Oh my
they would play. That'd be fun.
So, go ahead.
all chalk.
So he's got Gonzaga in the Final Four.
No, I'm talking like this whole thing is chalk. Everything but VCU apparently. I don't know what's happened. What happened on this
This
one?
is more of my
So
chalk
who's your-
bracket.
who's
I've
your
got
Final Four?
Gonzaga over Florida State.
I've got Gonzaga over St. Mary's in a close game.
I got Arizona going to the Final Four.
I think you said all the way. You already.
No,
spoiler
they're
alert on that.
definitely not
You
going.
didn't
all
look-
the
don't
way.
look at
those- Don't
No,
look.
I have Arizona in the Final Four.
What do the Bones have?
The Bones. Oh, the Bones. Oh, shoot, we're way behind on
Yeah.
Bones. So we have Gonzaga, Notre Dame. That's a half and half. Notre Dame, lower seed.
I like that. That can happen. Easy.
And then they have Florida State, Arizona, half and half, lower, higher seed. Arizona, you're good. You're good, Bones. And then we have Arizona versus Notre
Oh, no, I
Dame.
had Princeton too.
No,
I had Princeton.
That's not as bad.
Lower number, lower seed, Notre Dame.
Final Four, Notre Dame.
The Bones have spoken for Notre Dame.
Maybe
They have Notre Dame, Virginia. They have a 4 and a 5. They're not very chalky for as chalky as we make out the Bones to be.
the Bones seem like Lou Holtz would actually consult them.
So what's our Final Four? I've got Duke versus
hold on.
Gonzaga.
Well, so we have only done half. We'll get
No,
back
I know.
to that.
We should stay for this.
Just the left half
Oh,
of the
I've,
bracket.
I've got Nova, Arizona.
Nova, Arizona, 1 versus 2.
And I've got Gonzaga, Southern Methodist University.
SMU.
I've got a 1 versus 2 also, Paul. So Duke versus Gonzaga.
Wait,
Okay.
where's that?
It's
Hey, we're
here.
tied.
I'm
We're tied right now.
Okay.
1 versus
How do you
2.
feel about that? Do you think that gives you an
Okay.
advantage, or
This is more of my chalk bracket. My upper side, I had a 12 versus 13.
It's all chalk, listeners.
a
Don't.
13
I
versus
got Virginia
8.
versus Gonzaga.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Ooh.
Virginia.
When you say it,
Gonzaga.
it doesn't sound so weird.
When you look at it, it does. After that chalk bracket.
All right, Denny, take us through the Midwest.
bum 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 bum? Does anyone? I don't need to ask. Okay.
No. And
Kansas.
they only get a 2 or a
the only
3.
one we.
Yeah,
there it
Kansas.
is.
Okay. Obviously, that's not the 1 seed that's gonna lose. Okay. Since we don't know
That's
who they're playing
Gonzaga.
yet, right? No. Okay. Next, Miami, Michigan State. I am going anti-Big Ten again and picking Miami.
Wow.
Yep.
I got Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Miami.
I love
You're a
nines. I
good
think I
friend.
picked
I
nines
like
every
nines.
I
time.
love Miami's athleticism.
Okay, lower seed, lower numbers.
All nines.
Lower seed,
7.
Michigan State, Kansas State. The Bones have spoken.
Wait, who advances?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Okay.
Good call, Bones.
Okay. Next,
Well, I wonder what's going to happen here.
Big
they're
12.
my arch rival.
Anti-Big 12.
Yeah.
Nope.
wonder
I am
what's gonna
still
happen
picking
here.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
Yep.
He tried to bait us. Didn't work.
Nope. Big 12 champions.
They are.
They're riding strong.
I have Iowa State as well.
I've got Nevada.
Wow.
I don't like Iowa State. Like I know they're
No
hot.
one, no one does.
Well, I know they're hot right now, but I don't like they're not. They only have 2 really good players. Nevada has 2 future NBA players, from what I understand. I feel like Nevada can do it.
I have Iowa State.
Okay. So everyone's smart, and then there's Patrick. All right.
Who's smarter?
Oh my gosh. A 4 comes out. It's Nevada.
Finally,
Nevada.
the Bones agree
moving
with
on.
me.
The Bones have agreed with you. They don't. You did that wrong, Bones.
All right, going.
This gets
I'm
weird.
going to shock Patrick. This is my upset for
No.
this bracket. Purdue's going down.
You're anti-Big Ten this year.
Wow, you are.
I that was going to be my bold prediction. No Big Ten team makes it out of the first round.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
That's
That's how
not-
I feel about.
That's how bitter you are that Iowa didn't make it.
No, it
That's
has
not gonna
nothing to do
happen.
with it. I obviously am super Big Ten, but I think this year the Big Ten conference is very weak. So I have them not winning a single game in the first
That's
round.
not going to
The
happen.
whole conference could be weak, though. But you think all of the teams are not?
I certainly do. The
Okay. You put it on paper. so-
Catamounts are going to beat Purdue,
Vermont.
even with their 7-footer.
Who do you have?
Purdue.
I got Caleb
Purdue.
Swanigan.
I got
Purdue.
Purdue.
They need a 4 or above. Ooh, Purdue barely wins. Okay.
Dog is very upset out there.
He's not happy, but I don't care.
Tell him to
Okay, next I have Creighton losing.
I got Creighton losing
I have Creighton losing.
I've got
To,
Rhode Island.
to an
We
STD.
all have Rhode Island?
Wow.
We're all on the island.
Oh, it's not
Hey,
an
it's
STD.
the 11/6.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
And here's the
all
thing.
the
This is
time.
why it's going to happen. Creighton's Maurice Watson Jr. ACL's out since he went down. They're 7-8. They're not what they used to be.
All with the stats.
Nice.
Redemption from your Florida Gulf Coast.
Oh, I statted that.
Asinine.
Don't worry.
See, and I picked
Statement.
it because it reminded me of urinary tract infection.
This is honestly this is the bracket of not as good as they used to be. Purdue has had issues. Oregon has a big ACL injury to their center. Creighton has a big ACL injury to one of their star players. So like this bracket's really diminished, and that's why it's going to be a little chalkier for me.
And when else do you get to say Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
They've won how many in a row? Like 11 in a row too.
Who?
Rhode Island.
They're hot. Yeah,
They're 10 and
hot,
2 their last
and-
12.
And
Yeah.
Creighton is a lame duck. But
I-
what do they
I'm
say?
with it. I'm down.
5 and below.
We all have them?
Yep, we all have Rhode Island.
Except the Bones. They got Creighton.
the Bones are wrong.
What is even their mascot? Let's check that out.
Hit me. What do you got?
Okay, next I have Oregon. Even with the
Chris Boucher.
I do
Yeah.
have Oregon winning the first round.
yes.
Oregon.
Before Chris Boucher's injury, I was going to have them in the Final Four,
Me too.
maybe winning it all.
Me too.
I love Oregon.
I loved Oregon.
They are so deep. They have so many good players, but with Boucher out,
They're never going to
it
make it.
destroys their
So
shot.
no one
blocking
has Iona?
presence.
No one has Iona except, yeah, the Bones have Oregon as well.
Good call, Bones.
What's the Iona mascot?
It's a cyclone dwarf.
The Gales.
Rhode Island has
Sure.
Rhodey the Ram.
Saint Mary's.
This is him.
Fact checking Rhodey the Ram.
Look at this guy. He looks scared. He looks shocked as hell. He's so jazzed.
Hit us. Yeah,
Okay.
Michigan, Oklahoma
I
State.
already said I
Probably-
have Michigan.
Probably
losing.
the best game
Oh, wow.
of the opening weekend, I think, actually.
I've got
Oklahoma
Michigan.
State could be crazy.
No, I think Michigan State hasn't.
You mean Michigan?
Michigan hasn't played well the last.
I do
Even
have
though
Michigan.
they squeaked by.
They made it
Oklahoma
to
State
the
is gonna
Big
give
Ten
them a run.
championship.
Sure.
I got Michigan.
Oklahoma State.
Ooh. So who has Oklahoma State?
Those
You
two.
two?
Yep.
And
We've
we
got
have Michigan.
Yep.
It's a pick 'em. Lower seed, lower number.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Stupid Bones. And then Louisville Jacks.
As
State.
much as I wanted to pick the Gamecocks, I went with Louisville.
I did as well.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville all around, all 5. Okay.
All right, back up top. I have Kansas over Miami.
As do I.
I have Kansas over MSU.
Kansas over MSU.
We
Is-
all
is
are
this a
on
good
Kansas.
Time
They
to
need
talk about Kansas.
5 and above.
We can.
They got
Go.
it.
So, Kansas. I love Kansas. I love Frank Mason. I love Josh Jackson. I love.
You love high fructose
Yeah, they've
corn
got
syrup.
the best backcourt in the nation with Josh Jackson, Frank Mason, and there's the third one, Devontae Graham.
They do have the best backport, best guards.
Yep,
It's true. I have Kansas.
I've got Kansas going far.
I have Kansas going far.
Oh, yeah, you're starting to get worried now?
Now I'm picking the same as Paul. All right, moving on.
Hey, that's good.
Hey, that means you
Steaks
might
for
actually
next
get a
year.
couple right this year.
Maybe,
steaks
maybe
next year for
someone
you,
else
man.
will pay for steaks next year.
Okay.
We're gonna
I
have a trainer
have
at the time. It might be something smoked. It'd be great.
I have Iowa State winning.
I have Iowa State winning.
I thought you didn't have any Big Ten team. Oh, they're
not-
Big 12. That's
You're
right.
correct. Yep. Iowa State lives and dies by the 3.
Wait, I've got Nevada.
Damn, I'm
My
sure it's
second
gone.
Sweet 16. I've got Nevada beating Purdue.
Purdue's going through.
And this has Purdue, Nevada. Remember the upset
That's the
the
same
Bones
as
had.
mine.
And they need a 5. Oh my gosh,
Nevada.
Nevada.
Me and the Bones are in sync.
Nevada, Kansas. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nevada.
It's gonna happen.
16. This is the craziest bracket. And watch it be the best. All right.
Next round, I had Oregon winning first round. I think Rhode Island knocks them out second.
Rhode Island in the
What
Sweet
the
16.
hell?
I have them.
No.
I do.
Oregon.
I have Rhode Island.
Damn.
I'm with Carson. I got Oregon.
Hey, I mean, if you want to just pick the easy pick,
Creighton-
that's
Creighton
fine.
Says the guy who's got
Pick 'em
Nevada
game.
in the Sweet 16.
This has
No, I
Oregon
have-
as well.
Iowa
The
State.
Bones are not.
Iowa
Five
State.
seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that okay?
You can't call me out when I've got a 12 seed in the Sweet 16. You've got an 11. I'm winning.
Okay, we'll see who the final. Okay, let's just keep going.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, shots fired.
Next I have Louisville
Over Oklahoma State.
over
I
Oklahoma State.
wanted to pick Michigan, but I picked Louisville.
Yeah.
Carson's vote doesn't matter.
It's Louisville. Mine's pretty chalk again on this one. It gets a little crazier, but I'm so far I'm 1, 2, 3.
I went back and forth. I went Louisville finally. This
I was
one,
the
if you
same
notice
way.
mine, there's so much scratching out and redoing. This bracket was so confusing to me.
No, I agree.
The injuries just messed with me.
It was hard for me to there's teams on a roll. There's teams with injuries.
I had 3
the
different
higher
teams
seed
make it to
team.
the Final Four, if you notice.
Yeah.
I had 3 teams make it to the Final Four
You
different
can pick 3 to make it.
Well, no, but like
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, no. Okay, no. Okay, I'll
Okay.
protect you.
I was very very confused. Okay, so up top I have Kansas playing Iowa State, and I have Iowa State knocking them out.
Oh man, I was wondering. They beat them earlier in the year.
Yep.
I think Kansas gets up for them. I think Kansas beats them.
Kansas is super competitive. They win games that they shouldn't because they're ultra competitive. They never give up. Frank Mason's the best leader in the country. I got Kansas.
Purdue.
Purdue! We're all different.
Boilermakers.
They do have one of the
The
best
Bones
players
has
in the nation.
Nevada versus Kansas. They're gonna need.
What's his name?
Swanigan.
Who's
Caleb-
that one guy that we met that didn't his brother play for Purdue at that Atlantic tournament?
Kansas.
Kansas.
Is it Swanigan? I know there's a Swanigan connection here
What was
in
that?
Utah.
That guy that we met at the tournament whose brother played for Purdue.
I have no idea.
You remember that though when they were talking about it? Do you remember when they were talking about it?
I do not remember when they were talking about it.
Obviously,
It's
it
probably
was not that
I know
important.
Caleb Swanigan has
It could've
Utah
been important.
connection because
How
I
dare
know
you.
someone I used to work with who knew Caleb Swanigan in Utah.
That's probably what it is. I don't know. We just met some guy. He's like, yeah, my brother's in it. So go Purdue.
Sometimes it's a little something like that that gets you wins. Kansas moving on for the Bones, and then in the bottom half, what do we have here?
I've got Louisville over the UTI.
Rhode Island.
I mean, the URI.
Wow. Oof. I actually have Louisville over the UTI or
The URI.
the URI, whatever it is.
Carson said it. Now I can't get it out of my head.
Oregon Louisville pick'em game. Higher seed hires, lower seed. Oregon. Oh my gosh.
I've got Louisville over Oregon.
I got Louisville over Oregon versus Purdue.
This is my chalk. I got Kansas Louisville.
I've got Kansas Louisville.
I got Kansas.
Sharing the chalk.
Okay, guys. All right.
Sharing the chalk.
Okay, next. So for the Elite Eight, I have Iowa State over Louisville.
Iowa State in the Final
Wow.
Four.
I certainly do. I'm riding Iowa State the whole way, even though I hate their guts.
I picked them far last year. They burned me.
I remember.
I will not pick them this
That's why I am doing. No, that's not
I
why.
have-
But
Seton Hall, baby.
I got Kansas.
I've got Kansas.
Purdue.
Purdue in the Final Four.
Hey, what is it? Frank the Tank? Frank Mason?
Frank Mason. Here we go. Oregon,
you
Kansas.
guys like Frank's bringing
Lower
you
number,
guys
lower seed.
together.
Oh my gosh, the Bones have Oregon going the whole way.
Wow.
Final Four for the Bones.
Okay.
The Bones has not gone with a number
So
one seed.
let's I have Iowa State in the Final Four.
I've got Kansas.
Kansas, and Purdue.
Purdue.
Okay.
Purdue Boilermakers. And now to the most controversial and the stacked bracket. The South. This one, the South will rise. The South will rise again.
Your name, Toad.
The dirty. Anyone have North Carolina going out in the first round?
No.
Nope, nobody does. UNC, clearly. Arkansas, Seton Hall. This is another, I feel like, an insignificant pick. I went with Seton Hall.
Yeah.
I'm letting Seton Hall redeem me for last year when I had them in the
I'm
Final
going
Four.
just because it makes me think of Mighty Ducks. So Seton Hall.
Seton Hall.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
That's the one.
And lower number, lower seed, Seton Hall, says the Bones. Moving on, we have Minnesota, Middle Tennessee. They were the beaters of Michigan State a year before. And I have Middle Tennessee
This is my third.
beating Minnesota.
So do I.
This is my third 12 over 5 this year.
You have Middle Tennessee as well?
I don't like Minnesota.
See, the problem is when they put them on brackets, I've gotten burned in the past when they do ellipses on the end, and I don't know the full name of the university. So I will not pick them because they burned me in the past before and made me look like an idiot on tape. So we're going Minnesota.
Wow, the only one.
Should have
And
just guessed the ellipses.
it
Middle
is
Tennessee.
Minnesota.
I have the ellipses in the Sweet 16.
Butler, Winthrop. Anyone biting on Winthrop?
Nope.
Nope. Definitely.
Nope.
I got Butler. You got Butler, Carson?
Butler.
Everyone's on Butler. And Butler moves
That's what Gordon
on.
Hayward's been doing. Gordon Hayward is what it is. That's obviously.
Pasty West.
Because
We
Brad
didn't even
Stevens
talk
and
about-
Gordon Hayward were not intricate
You
in
don't
that
need to
at all,
talk.
right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the Jazz a little bit at the beginning of this because we're all Jazz fans. Denny converted. Like, we were doing so good.
No,
I
he's a
guess
Jazz
they went
fan.
to the. I cheer for the Jazz, except when they're playing the Bulls.
I appreciate that.
I like that.
Yeah, I cheer for the Bulls. I got no problem with them.
I've got a lot of problems with them,
next
actually,
up
but we
we
can talk
have-
about that.
Next up, we have Cincinnati versus K-State.
Stop.
He did push off. I do have Cincinnati.
I have Cincinnati as well.
Ditto.
I've got Cincinnati.
We all
just
in
because
Cincinnati. Oh no, the Bones have K-State or Wake Forest, who was first to
Whoever
play.
they
in.
haven't
too
played
late?
yet.
just right playing. Is it too late for me
Playing.
to change my pick?
Yeah, I'll allow you can do it.
No,
sure.
I'm gonna stick with it.
Is it on the paper, Patrick?
It's on the paper. It's on
yeah,
the
then
paper.
you can't do
I
it.
You
know
can't-
make
you
fun of
can't.
Carson.
And then we got UCLA versus Kent State. Anyone biting on UCLA?
UCLA.
Oh my
No.
gosh. Kent State.
No.
says
Bones
Bones.
is going crazy
Bones
right
is
now.
spoken.
I have UCLA.
I have UCLA
Not
as well.
even. I have UCLA.
I was
UCLA.
hoping that the Bones would get a perfect bracket. They just ruined it. They ruined the chance.
They ruined it. It is.
If
they
the
have played-
Bones get a perfect bracket, are we all split?
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We were all here for it. Maybe I'll take 60% because I did the ruling, but just get Dayton, Wichita State.
Shockers.
Shockers.
Wichita State, not even an upset.
Shockers.
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 Okay.
Shockers. Okay.
So it's not even an
Wichita
upset, but you're still picking it, right? Shockers.
Pick 'em game. Lower number, lower
Well,
seed.
I've never switched my picks. Why are you so adamant about this? Your problems with Paul and Chalk and me switching
Bones pick
when neither
Dayton?
are true.
The Bones pick Dayton.
The Bones picked
Wichita State. Shockers. There we go.
And then Kentucky, Northern Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Anyone biting on
Anybody?
that?
The Battle of Kentucky? Anyone?
It's Kentucky.
It's Kentucky.
I'm going to go back up as well. We have I have North Carolina beating Seton Hall.
As do I.
As do I.
Okay.
I have them beating Arkansas.
Arkansas. So you have UNC. So again,
Yeah.
that's an insignificant one because we're all on UNC.
Right.
So, oh my gosh, Seton Hall.
Seton Hall. Angel Hernandez. No, that's the umpire. Angel. Angel
Aaron
Delgado.
No, the
Aaron
Bones.
Hernandez.
The
Angel
Bones have
Delgado.
no number ones.
Wow.
Bones, man.
Bones.
What are you doing?
Good for
Crazy.
Bones.
Good for Bones.
Crazy.
Bones. What are you doing?
If they're doing the unexpected.
Dorbs Bones.
The expected never happens.
Then I have
Hey,
Middle
if the
Tennessee.
Bones gets a perfect bracket and wins $1 million, we split it, right?
That's what I
We
just
have
said.
Just talked about.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about
You
state.
officially
No.
don't know.
I thought we were talking about state.
Yeah,
What's the Bones?
Sorry.
At one point when Denny
the
said
Bones-
if the Bones gets a perfect bracket, we split it, you got steak in your mouth.
Also, if the Bones lose in the bracket, they have to buy us, or we all have to buy our own steak.
I like that.
I feel like the Bones are in.
Bring your-
No, they're gonna lose. You see this bracket?
The Bone. Yeah.
No, it's not. The Bones are not
the Bones will
involved.
get the perfect bracket.
The Bones is not. There's no way number one seed makes the Final Four. There's
There's
no
a way.
way. No,
There's a way.
Shut up.
It's not on there. 2011.
Shut up.
The 4, 3, 11, and 8 seed made the Final Four in
They have
2011.
Oregon in the Final Four. The Bones doesn't know anything. Okay, I have Middle Tennessee versus Butler. I have Butler moving on. to
Butler.
the Sweet 16.
Butler.
It's
We're all on the Butler.
Butler.
It's a nice
Let's
Butler
see if
this
they
year.
have it. They do. Butler versus Seton Hall. Then they have the Bones has the play in Wake Forest. I just put versus Kent State, but I have
God.
I have
Cincinnati.
UCLA beating Cincinnati.
I've got UCLA beating Cincinnati.
I've got Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
What? Dude, ball
feel
is
like
gonna
we-
go off.
I feel like
Ball's
me and
gonna go
you-
off.
Yeah.
Ukla's out.
Ukla's not a. It's a Euclid. It's a hard U.
No, it isn't.
It's a hard.
It's Ukla.
I got it.
I sit by a guy that just graduated from there. It's Ukla.
This is a pick'em game. Wake Forest versus Kent State because they're so close to each other. Lower number, lower seed. It's Kent State.
Kent State. Okay.
Come on, Bones.
And then I have Wichita State, Kentucky. I have Kentucky moving on.
Kentucky.
Shockers.
Whoa, what a shocker.
That's my upset
Shockers?
lock.
You have Shockers too?
No,
Your
upset lock right there.
Not going to happen.
Upset
Okay.
lock. Wichita
Right into
State versus
15 winning
Kentucky.
streak.
Wow. Wow. I have UCLA. And these guys, who do they have? Oh my gosh. Wichita State, says the Bone. Woo! Wichita State.
Is that not an upset, Patrick? That's an upset.
That's
That's a
Okay.
huge upset.
Okay.
I feel like they're underranked, much like SMU.
They
I
sure
think
are.
they should be a 6.
Yeah.
I think
I would agree.
I think a 10's a little low for them. However, I feel like when they put the 7-10, I feel like either could be a 7. You know what I mean? So in that respect, it's fine. You can put 10 all you want, but
Wichita State always surprises in the
except
in
when
the
they're the
tournament.
number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, it's a surprise because they're out early.
Yeah.
Correct. Then I have North Carolina Butler. I have North Carolina going on.
I've got Butler.
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 Um,
I've got UNC.
UNC.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Right
know,
there.
You know things.
Bam.
I love Butler. Can I just
Butler
can I
season.
talk about it?
Talk about it because guess what? Butler's in the Elite Eight, says Bones.
Nice. So for me, Butler is one of the best team. Like what do you call it? Just they have the best camaraderie. Chemistry. Yeah, they pass really well together. They hit the three. They do good angles. They play defense well together. They play well away from home. They've got a really good point guard, Keelan Martin. I love Butler this year.
I like UNC for all those reasons. They do all that, but better than Butler.
I just don't
That
feel
is
like
true.
I feel like UNC is a great number of pieces, but they don't play as well together as they should. They don't live to their potential, and when they go up against a team that does have really good chemistry, I feel like it's going to bite them.
Okay, so you have Butler in the Elite Eight?
I
We
do.
both have Butler.
And then in my bracket, I have UCLA versus Kentucky, which is honestly one of my favorite
That's
matchups.
the best matchup.
I think that's the
if it
matchup of the
happens.
tournament if it happens. I have UCLA. I have John Calipari going down. I have UCLA in the Elite Eight versus North Carolina.
I can't even argue. Sorry. Go ahead, Course.
Wait, where are we at?
So you had
UCLA,
Wichita
Kentucky.
State. Who is Wichita State playing?
Wichita over Cincinnati.
That is exactly what I have.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
you have Wichita State in the Elite Eight. You have Wichita
I
State.
do.
in
I'm riding the
Elite Eight.
Shockers.
And you have.
I've got UCLA, Kentucky. Because
Their goofy ass
I really
mascot
want to
just
see it.
endears. It just endearing.
That was my rap name in high school too, the Shocker. So
Oh my God.
very profane.
Flip a coin. I went back and forth. I picked Kentucky and I scratched it out. I've gone back and forth just
So
because
who did you decide on?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
UCLA is amazing. I like Kentucky because they've got 2 of the top 10 players this year. UCLA has Lonzo Ball, the best player, so it could go either way. But I've got
Remember Buddy
Kentucky.
Hield. Okay, he got me to the Final Four last year. Healed. I think, no. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but it's there.
Doesn't work.
I have UCLA in the Final Four. I have them beating North Carolina.
I've got Butler in the Final Four beating Kentucky.
Don't have the Shockers. Get out of here.
No!
Are you ready to buy steak for everybody?
Hey,
I
take
have
3 steaks.
Butler beating Wichita State.
Butler in the Final Four.
I like that. Oh, this is Kent State
High five
versus
again.
Wichita State. We have a
Offer
10
2 at a time.
versus an
Spark.
11. This is a pick'em for the
10
Elite
versus
Eight.
an 11.
12.
Higher seed wins.
11.
Wichita State.
The bones.
Wichita State. versus-
10 or
Hold on, wait a
11.
minute. You have Butler versus Wichita State. Oh no, you do.
Yeah.
That's what the Bones has. It's Butler versus Wichita State. Butler
Yeah,
versus
this is
Wichita
much
State.
more dubious
Wichita
to get there. They have some dubious picks.
Butler
in there.
gets 6 and above. Butler's
Butler.
in the final four.
Yes, I've got Butler in the final.
Oh, how do the Bones do this? Oh my god!
That's why they're the bones.
All right, so real quick, we're gonna
All
go.
hail the
All
Bones.
hail the Bones. It got so crazy with them in Kent State and freaking Wichita State and Wake Forest, and it still just works out for the Butlers. Okay, real quick, your final four, go.
Duke, Gonzaga, Kansas, Butler.
Final game,
I've got Kansas versus Duke.
winner.
I've got Frank the Tank Mason beating Duke.
Kansas over Duke.
I'm picking Kansas 2 years in a row. Hopefully it
Oh
doesn't
my
bite me again.
gosh. Carson, who's your final four?
UVA versus Gonzaga. Gonzaga's going through. Purdue versus Butler. Butler's going through. Gonzaga winning the whole thing. Number 1 seed's winning it.
Butler versus Gonzaga is your final game, and you have Gonzaga. I have my final four is Villanova, Arizona, Kansas, UCLA.
Chalk!
Wow. Okay.
That's a 3, a 2, and 2 1s. You
Yeah,
have Kansas winning it
exactly.
all, playing Duke, the 2 most storied programs. Shut
got a
up.
4
Shut up
seed.
with your chalk.
You
Shut
got
up.
a 2 seed.
I got 2 4s.
Shut
Your
up.
3 seed is UCLA, a blue blood, who
And I have.
has the most championships.
Can
of
I
all
finish?
time.
Did I let you
Go
have
ahead.
your moment?
Go ahead.
Shut up.
My bad. You're the host.
So I have Nova, Arizona, Kansas, and UCLA.
The Chalk Award. That's why I brought it.
Okay. Are you done? Can I finish now?
Go ahead.
Jeez. And then I have Arizona beating Villanova for the into the final game against Kansas. So I have the same half of the same final as you, hypocrite. And I actually have Arizona winning it all, beating Kansas, bringing it home. I have the Zona Cats.
I'm glad you chose
Denny,
All right.
Final four.
I'm so ready to be the not Chalk Award. Okay, I've got SMU versus Gonzaga.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't look at me and lick your lips like that. You're creeping me
No,
out.
okay, I have Gonzaga winning that game. Then I have Iowa State playing Wichita State.
Oh, man.
Iowa
And
State.
Wichita State moving on to the championship.
Oh my gosh.
Denny's
You're
buying
going-
steaks.
you're
next
buying
year.
steaks.
And I have Gonzaga over Wichita State.
So you have Gonzaga. You have Gonzaga. We have 2
Correct.
Gonzagas. I have an Arizona and a Kansas.
Kansas.
So we all have 1s or 2s. I believe I'm the only one that doesn't pick a 1 to win it all.
But yeah, you still own the chalk.
I don't. Here, have your damn shot.
Whoa, be careful.
I'm so sorry.
Whoa. Denny, you're invited next month.
Oh, thanks. I'll bring the
Okay. Oh wait, we gotta see what Bones has for a winner because he has Virginia versus Notre Dame, a pick'em, which is it's Virginia. They're both 5s. So who gets the top half? Who gets the bottom half? They're both 5s.
Did we have a?
Just take the East
Notre
is
Dame.
top, and then the West is bottom.
Okay, so high numbers are Virginia, splitting it down the middle. 7 and above is Virginia. Virginia is in the final game. Oh
right.
my gosh,
The Bones are buying steaks next year.
Virginia, and then we
I
have
don't know,
Oregon
I'm
versus
the one with
Butler.
Wichita State in.
Oregon
for the
versus Butler.
championship.
I can see that. I can't see Virginia.
9 higher number,
Thank you.
higher seed.
that means a lot.
Oregon. Oregon versus Virginia, and for the championship,
Let's go Oregon. Let's go Oregon.
it is Virginia.
Virginia.
Lower number
Oh,
4
gosh.
seed.
What if Virginia wins it?
Virginia, man. The Bones have spoken.
Wow.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you loved it. Follow the podcast at Poor Sportcast on Twitter, poorsportreport@gmail.com. Thanks so much, Patrick, Denny, so much for coming out. Carson, any last thoughts?
I think that's it. We gotta let that dog in.
He is freaking out. Shut up, Rod. We'll see you next week.